Joining us now, former Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council, Art Del Cueto. Art, I know you joined local volunteers, these search efforts in the rugged desert terrain, working to help locate Nancy yourself. And your years of experience in Border Patrol, search and rescue, it is likely very valuable in this case. So what are the challenges crews are up against when we talk about this type of terrain?
Well, look, at this point, the big challenges is there's been a ton of people that have gone through those washes. I was out there on Monday, the day after. I wanted to see how I could help and see if I could see any kind of, sign out there in that area of the desert. People need to understand these houses are in a very remote spot. And even if they would have ringer cameras or anything like that, they're so far away from the street. And then you have a lot of trees and vegetation in front of the houses that it would be hard to catch even anything that would come through that road. So that's a huge challenge. At this point, look, I know they're not looking in the area anymore. They believe, maybe some this latest ransom letter may have some, legitimacy to it. But it's a very difficult terrain. Even if you're on a helicopter, it's difficult because somebody could be hiding underneath the brush and stuff like that. So it's very, very difficult. Another big issue that they had, which I still can't understand, is when sheriffs first showed up, there's a law here, a policy, you would say, where you have limited light because people want to go outside and enjoy the stars. It's against light pollution. But I think in a situation like this, everybody would have made an exception. They should have brought in more floodlights. They should have brought in lights to begin with so they can search the area because of how remote and how dark it is in that spot.
Well, those are really great points to bring up and a unique perspective. I appreciate you doing so. You've also called this a very strange case, and I think so many people agree. A random abduction isn't impossible, but it is highly unlikely, especially considering no forced entry here. So what is your take based on the facts that we have up to this point from law enforcement?
I think like I said, it's very complicated, and law enforcement have spoken, but they really haven't provided anything. I think it's because of it being so complex. I would shy away from doing any press conference until I had something. I mean, we saw the first press conference where there were so many questions that were asked, and the answer were, I don't know, which makes you think, well, why are we having this press conference? And maybe it's to call out the individual that perhaps did the abduction. So there's so many things that they're looking into. I've gone through similar situations where you cannot disclose everything that you have because then you don't know what the potential for violence may be moving forward. I think their ultimate goal is to find her alive, that's the number one goal. And then you worry about who did it and how you can prosecute that individual. But it's very complex because nothing has really been shared. We know there's a letter. We've heard them say that there's a deadline. We heard that there's a second deadline, so I can only assume that the second deadline would be, hey, you're really going to give us more money if that's what they're asking for,
right?
Or else the consequences would probably be, killing her. Unfortunately, we have to say it. That's what it would come down to. So it's very, very difficult. We don't know the logistics of that letter. I'm sure they're still looking forward. The big good news is that we do have now more federal agents out there. We have the FBI, who I believe would be the best to be able to handle this situation and find out more. But it's a horrible situation, and we're just going to have to wait and see. And now that we have a second deadline, I think that's where the time continues to tick even worse.
Well, absolutely. And you can feel this pressure coming from the law enforcement side now with this new reward, $50,000 for information in the case. So Art Del Cueto, thank you for the hard work you're doing on the ground, for taking time to weigh in this morning as well. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And if you have any information about Nancy Guthrie, please contact the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the number on your screen now. You can also submit any photos or videos through that QR code there, or an anonymous tip through 88crime.org or the number on the lower right-hand side of your screen.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.